There are so many leagues now in Europe, obviously on hiatus, no games at all, and many fans in particular, as well as the players, are wondering how to determine those leagues. Should they be finished? Should they award the titles and relegate teams in the positions they are now? Do you have a sense on the solutions for the leagues that have had to have their seasons curtailed prematurely during the season?
I've also saw and heard some, again, fake news that UEFA will advise leagues to finish the championships now and decide that the winners are the ones who are number one now. I can say that it's not true. Our goal is to finish the leagues, and we didn't recommend anything like that to any association or any league.
Do you think the league should try to resume, even if it is 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, even 6 months, and pick up where they left off? Is that the best for the integrity of competitions, just to pick up and continue to show that football will prevail?
Look, for the competition, for sure it's the best. But is it possible concerning the calendar, which is extremely tight? It's hard to say. Again, I have to say that the working group will have to start working tomorrow, and we will see what we come out of. We have different calendars, we have different countries, we have different legislation, so let's see. It's really too early to say anything more concrete.
Football and sport in general has been shaken in a way like no other by the coronavirus. Do you think this will be a reset moment for football? You have so long now, an unprecedented break for football, that you will look at all the big issues, the calendars, the competition formats, and actually use this pause and think, actually, should the football calendar be so congested? What can we do in the future?
Look, I don't know what will happen concerning football calendar, but the fact is that what I saw today is that this situation brought us together. This situation showed everyone, UEFA, leagues, clubs, other confederations, especially CONMEBOL, which I would like to thank, because they agreed that if we move the Euro, they move the Copa Libertadores. If anything, then we saw that our ecosystem is fragile, that it's one ecosystem, that we have to act responsibly and that we have to help each other. There's no more time for egoistic ideas, there's no more time for selfishness. So in a way, you're right, this is a reset of the world football.
Is this a moment for football now to come together? There have been so many disputes in the last few years. Do you think you and FIFA, come together to try to form the longer term solutions as well now, using this collaborative approach from today?
I'm optimistic because I spoke with everyone and I've seen extreme solidarity, I've seen friendliness, I've seen friendship. So I'm optimistic, but let's see, when the crisis hits, we act sometimes a bit differently than we do after the crisis finishes. But as I said, I'm optimistic.
I mean, particularly on the Club World Cup, did you have to have a conversation with FIFA President Gianni Infantino about that? It was due to be the big relaunch of it in June 2021 with 24 teams in China. What was the conversation around that, since you are placing the Euros now in the slot that was due to be?
I spoke to the FIFA president this morning. I told him that it's likely to happen that the Euro will be postponed to 2021. And of course, it's my opinion, and I think it's the only possible solution, that the Club World Cup that year cannot happen.
Did you have to offer something as a compromise to support the Club World Cup in future, to support a more regular, bigger Club World Cup or anything?
No.
No. There are a lot of concerns.
No.
Yeah.
We haven't discussed about that. Today is the decision about Euro.
Looking across Europe more broadly, there's a lot of concerns about particularly the smaller clubs, if they can survive this time without football, the lack of money from fans paying to watch games. Do you fear football clubs are in a battle for survival in parts of Europe as a result of the so unexpected coronavirus crisis?
We are all the same in the same situation here, and we have to help each other. We will form 2 working groups tomorrow. One working group will deal with the calendar, and the other working group will deal with the financial impact. And when we see what kind of financial impact are we talking about, then we will see how to help. But yes, some clubs, some leagues will have serious problems, but you shouldn't forget about national associations, because the source of revenue of national associations is mainly UEFA. So it will be a bit hard in a few months or years, but we will step together, and as I said, I'm very optimistic and we will solve the situation.
Because national teams could miss out on games they're already not playing this month. You could look at the fixtures for May and June are going to be very hard to fulfil as well. National teams are going to struggle to play maybe for some time. Will the Nations League have to give? Is that likely now to be postponed as well?
Yes, the Final Four will probably be postponed, but again, I don't want to enter the work of the working group, which will start working tomorrow. They have to assess every single competition, not just a men's competition, but women's, youth, and everything else. So you will have information very soon.